My dad is Joe Biden. A few years ago, he wrote a memoir. For his title, he quoted the line from Robert Frost's famous poem. He called it Promises to Keep. In the last 4 years, you've seen my father partner with President Obama to keep the promises they made, and the sacred promises we made. The promises we made to our elderly, who have earned a dignified retirement, the promises we make to our children who deserve a chance to succeed, the promises we make that if you play by the rules and work hard, things will work out. One of those promises is to a group of people close to my heart, my brothers and sisters in uniform. You guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes are high for our country. There will be and should be a debate about two very different paths. But there should be no debate about our shared commitment to take care of our veterans. 4 years ago, I told you that my father has always been there for me, for my sister, and that as Vice President, he would be there for you. And he has. I've seen it. I've seen it up close and personal. I've watched him use more than 3 decades of experience, respect, and goodwill on both sides of the aisle to move vital legislation, just like he did with the Violence Against Women Act. I've watched him strengthen relationships with our allies and stare down our adversaries. I've seen him make quiet visits to veterans' hospitals and private phone calls to the families of first responders killed in the line of duty. I've seen him salute the workers in factories that are the only open because of the decisions that he and the President had the courage to make. I've seen him shake the hand of every single high school student in a graduating class of 900 because he wants those kids to remember the day they got their diplomas and to do something big with them. For me, the most memorable moment of the past 4 years was not something most Americans saw. In fact, it wasn't even on American soil. It took place in Iraq, at Camp Victory, where I was stationed. It was the 4th of July in 2009. My father was there on one of his many trips to the region, as part of his work, I might add, to bring that war to an end. I had the privilege to watch him lead a naturalization ceremony in one of Saddam Hussein's palaces for a couple hundred men and women from all branches of our military. As he led those new Americans through the oath of citizenship, this celebration of democracy in a land of a deposed dictator, I was struck by the strength and diversity of our country. I was reminded why we as a nation are stronger when everybody has a chance to do their part. And I was reminded of everything President Obama and my father have done to guarantee that chance. We do have promises to keep, and my dad and Barack Obama are keeping them. And yes, we have miles to go before we sleep, but Barack Obama and Joe Biden are leading the way forward. 4 years ago, because I was going to Iraq, I asked you to be there for my dad, and you were. And for the last 4 years, I can say with certainty, he has been there for us. In moments both public and private, he's the father I've always known, the grandfather my children love and adore, and the Vice President our nation needs. So tonight, Mr. Chairman, it's my great honor to place into nomination for the office of Vice President of the United States, my father, my hero, Joe Biden. I move to suspend the rules and nominate by acclamation Joe Biden as the Democratic Vice Presidential candidate.